Can you have a volunteer to light a candle? Yes. Come here. Yeah. Come. Just press this on. Just only the below. Yeah, fix it. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Dear spiritual friends, before we start our meditation, let us do our regular chanting. Please turn to page number 5 of your chanting book. Salutation to the Buddha.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa.
The three refuges.
Buddhang saranang gacchami. Dhammang saranang gacchami. Sanghang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami.
Next page. 5 precepts.
Panatipata veramani sikkhapadam samadhiyami. Adinadana veramani sikkhapadam samadhiyami. Kamesu micchācara veramani sikkhapadam samadhiyami. Musavada veramani sikkhapadam samadhiyami. Surameraya majja pamadatthana veramani sikkhapadam samadhiyami.
The opposite page. Affirmative vows based on 5 precepts.
Being aware of the suffering caused by the destruction of life, I vow to cultivate compassion and learn ways to protect the lives of all living beings.
Being aware of the suffering caused by exploitation, stealing, and oppression,
I vow to respect the property of others and to practice generosity by sharing my time, energy, and material resources with those who are in real need. Being aware of the suffering caused by sexual misconduct, I vow to respect my commitments and those of others. I am determined not to engage in relations without love and long-term commitment. Being aware that words can create suffering, I vow to learn to speak truthfully and develop peaceful, kind, and meaningful speech. Being aware of the suffering that an intoxicated and agitated mind can produce, I vow to develop mindfulness and faithfulness.
Next page. Homage to the Buddha.
ඉතිපිසෝ භගවා අරහං සම්මා සම්බුද්ධෝ විඤ්ඤාචරණ සම්පන්නෝ සුගතෝ ලෝකවිදු අනුත්තරෝ පුරිස ධම්මසාරති සත්තා දේව මනුස්සානං බුද්ධෝ භගවාති.
Homage to the Dhamma.
Swakkhato bhagavata dhammo sanditthiko akaliko ehi passiko opanayiko paccattam veditabbo vinyuhiti.
Homage to the Sangha.
Supatipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Ujjupatipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Nyayapatipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Samiti patipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Yadidam chattari purisa yugani Anta purisa puggala Esa bhagavato savaka sangho Ahuneyo pahuneyo Dakhineyo anjali karaniyo Anuttarang punyam ketang lokasnsati. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Next page. Offerings. Offering of light.
Ganesarampadittena Deepena tamadhansina Tilokadipang sambuddhang Pujayami tamunudang.
Offering of incense.
Gandha sambharayuttena Dhupena hang sugandhina Pujaye pujaniyang tang Puja bhajana muttamang.
Offering of flowers.
Vannagandha gunopetang Etang kusuma santating Pujayami muning dasasa Siripada saroruhe Pujemi buddhang kusumena nina Punyena metena labami mokkang Pumpang milayati yatha idam me Kayo tatayati vinasa bhavam.
offering of water.
Adivasetu no bhante paniyang parikappitam anukampang upadaya patigan hatu uttama.
Offering of drinks.
Adivasetu no bhante gilane pancayang imang anukampang upadaya patigan hatu uttama.
Worship of shrines.
Vandami cetiyang sabbang sabbatane supatitthitang saririka dhatu mahabodhing buddha rupang sakalang sada. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Next page. Wish of well-being.
Incheva manchang namaste niyang namaste mano ratenante punyabhi sandang vipulang alatantang tansanu hatante rayo
Reflections on the teaching of the Buddha in English.
Mind is the forerunner of all experiences. Mind is chief. Mind made are they. If one speaks or acts with an impure mind, suffering follows like beauty of the fruit of the ox. Mind is the forerunner of all experiences. Mind is chief. Mind made are they. If one speaks or acts with a pure mind, happiness follows like one shone shadow that never leaves. Generosity, kind words, benevolent actions towards others, and equanimity towards all beings and all things. These bonds of sympathy function in the world like a linchpin in a moving car. One by one, little by little, moment by moment, wise people should remove their impurities as the smith removes the dross from silver. For one who mindfully develops boundless loving kindness, mental defilements are weakened and the freedom from clinging is seen. All conditioned things are impermanent. When one sees with this wisdom, one turns away from suffering. This is the path to purification. All conditioned things are unsatisfactory. When one sees with this wisdom, one turns away from suffering. This is the path to purification. All things are not self. When one sees with this wisdom, one turns away from suffering. This is the path to purification. Excellent,
Excellent. Excellent.
Let us adjust our bodies to have a meditation, keeping our upper body upright, balancing our posture, making sure that our both sit bones are touching the cushion or the chair. Let us take a moment to reflect of this moment. And we have all got an opportunity to spend our whole attention to our own body and mind. This is a rare opportunity that we don't really pay attention to our own body and mind, though we pay attention and care for so many other things. So let us rejoice this moment that we finally turning attention inward and taking care of our body and mind. Rejoice this moment and appreciate this moment. Whatever practice that we are going to do now is going to benefit us and also many others who we will meet in our life. This practice is to benefit so many other living beings. So with that, rejoice, make a determination that I will engage in this meditation wholeheartedly. I will make use of this wholesome space, this wholesome gathering, this guidance, and I will engage in a committed practice. With that determination, listen to the sound of the bell and the chant and help your mind to settle more and more into your body. Just feel your body. Wherever you have pressed muscles, feel them. Wherever you have sensation with your clothes, feel them. Just settle into your body throughout the bell and the chant. Namo Buddhaya. Namo With this awareness of the body, we will allow this whole body to further relax. If you feel any tightness in any parts of the body, any stiffness, any tightness, bring your close attention to that area and take a long, deep in breath. And then, while you are slowly releasing your breath, allow that whole area to open up, to relax and loosen up. By taking few such long, deep in breaths and releasing those breaths very gently, slowly, little by little, we can further relax our body. We can allow our whole body to loosen up. Give your body a chance to loosen up. So keep taking such few long breaths. With this relaxed body, we'll bring our whole attention to our mind itself. Let us gently watch whatever the thoughts, memories that we may have right now. Without developing any thought or memory further, we will simply notice whatever the thoughts that are arising now. Simply create a distance and watch. Whatever the thoughts or memories, let them arise. We simply watch them without adding more memories, without adding more thoughts. We simply notice and watch them. Various thoughts keep popping up, various memories keep coming up. But let us now take a moment to purposely generate a wholesome thought. Instead of these random thoughts, let us generate a wholesome quality, a wholesome thought, loving kindness. Loving kindness is one of the most wholesome states we can ever generate in our mind. Loving kindness is a healing quality in the mind. This is a good time for us to generate such a healing, such a wholesome mental state. Loving kindness is the willingness for everyone to be well. It is the friendliness towards all beings. It is the goodwill towards everyone. We will generate this wholesome state right now. Let us open our mind and generate such a wish, such a willingness for everyone to be well. Let us open our heart just like when we are looking at a little baby, when we are holding a little baby, and how open is our mind, our genuine wish of well being towards that little baby. Or even when we are petting a puppy or kitten or any other little creature, how open is our mind, outpouring love, care, compassion. Let us open our heart just like that right now. Wholeheartedly wishing well being. We will direct this wholesome loving kindness to all living beings gradually, starting with ourselves. We will start with the living beings sitting right here, ourselves. Let us direct that wholesome wish to this being sitting here. Feel your presence and make a genuine wish to this living being. May this person sitting here, may I be well, be strong, be healthy, be peaceful. Keep radiating loving kindness again and again to this living being, this person, ourselves. We will be generous to ourselves. We will be kind to ourselves and continue to make all good wishes with deep sense of compassion, acceptance, forgiveness. Make a genuine wishes of goodwill. Be well. Be strong. Be healthy. Be peaceful. Let us take a moment to radiate this loving kindness to our body, this whole body, all the organs and all the systems throughout this body have been helping us a lot to live this life. We will radiate this loving kindness with deep appreciation to each organ, to each system of this whole body. May these lungs, which are helping us to breathe even right now, feel your lungs when you are breathing in and direct this loving kindness to those lungs. May these both lungs and whole respiratory system be well, be healthy, be healed. May this heart, cardiac muscles, the whole cardiovascular system be well, be healthy, be healed. May this digestive system, all the organs in this whole digestive system, the stomach, liver, pancreas, intestine, colon, the whole digestive system be well, be healthy, be healed. May these kidneys, the whole genitourinary system be well, be healthy, be healed. May this nervous system, the spinal cord, the whole brain, the central nervous system be well, be healthy, be healed. May this whole body, from the top of the head all the way to the tips of the toes, may this whole body be well, be healthy, be healed. Allow this loving kindness to envelop your whole body, healing each corner of the whole body. Let us now gently expand this wish beyond ourselves to everyone else, wholeheartedly, wishing the same well being to all other beings. May all other people, the people who are closely connected to our life, let us just share this sense of well being with all of them. Genuinely wish. May all the beloved people in our life, may they all be well, be safe, be healthy, be peaceful. Let us expand this wish beyond this beloved people to all other people. Let us expand this wish far and wide to wish well being to all people. May all people sitting in this immediate area right now, including the people sitting with us in this room, may all people living in our vicinity, the immediate area, may they all be well, be safe, be healthy, be peaceful. Let's keep expanding this wish beyond this immediate area to all faraway places. May all people and beings living in faraway places in the direction that we are facing now, whoever the people living in this direction, be well, be safe, be healthy, be peaceful. May all people and beings living in the direction of our right, whoever the people and beings living in this direction right now, near and far, may all of them be well, be safe, be healthy, be peaceful. May all people living in the direction of our back, whoever the people living in this direction right now, may they all be well, be safe, Be healthy. Be peaceful. May all people, all living beings living in the direction of our left, whoever the people living in this direction, near and far, may all of them be well, be safe, be healthy, be peaceful. May all animals living everywhere, from big ones to tiny ones, all different forms of animals, large, medium, small, may all of them be well, be safe, be healthy, be peaceful. May all living beings, whatever life forms there may be, may all living beings, each and every living organism, without exception, be well, be safe, be healthy, be peaceful, peaceful, peaceful. Experience the wholesome state of the mind. This loving kindness has no boundaries, no limitations, embracing all beings with this wholesome wish. With this wish, let us now simply abide in silence. By deepening our peace, deepening our stillness, by gently watching our breath, we will rest our mind on our breath to gradually deepen our stillness. We can feel our breath happening right now. When the air is moving through our nostrils, we feel the sensation in the inner walls of our nostrils. We can feel the gentle rising of the chest with the in-breath and gentle relaxation and dropping of the chest with the out-breath. In this moment, the whole body is settled. The only movement happening is the breath. We will bring our whole attention to this whole process of breathing. Noticing the in-breath, building up the energy, and out-breath, relaxing the body. Breath is the anchor for us to be here and settle and go into deeper and deeper level of calmness. Just be with the breath, the most precious thing in our life, the vital function that keeps us alive. This is the most precious thing. Let us be with it, rest with it for next few minutes. Mindfully breathe in. Mindfully breathe out. In this last few minutes, let us give our full effort to be with the breath, to rest with the breath. Gently come out of the meditation. Gently put your palms together and place them against your chest. Let us take a moment to feel grateful for this opportunity to have peaceful meditation. Let us feel grateful to all great teachers, the enlightened masters in the past, who transmitted these teachings from generation to generation. Feel grateful to whoever helped you practice tonight, whoever helped you to come here tonight. Feel grateful even to these non-living things which helped your meditation, including this bell, this cushion, this chair, and this device that help you to practice meditation from home. With deep gratitude, let us say sadhu 3 times. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay. Any sharing or questions of your practice? What was easier, loving kindness or breathing?
Breathing.
Easier.
Breathing, yeah.
Breathing. Okay, so I'm glad that we all come together and do this practice. So this is like different way of helping each other. So even though we are silent, but actually sitting silently and doing our own practice is helping the person sitting next to you and doing the meditation. It's a different way of helping, different way of supporting the practice. Okay, so let us take a moment to have our discussion today. Bhante, Padmasiri have been helping us a lot to the discussion. I start to feel sad. It's going to leave in a few in a few weeks. Yeah. So I discussed with him, what we discussed today. And then we remember, that a few days ago there was a full moon. Did you get a chance to see the moon? Yeah. Bhante Kamalasiri woke up in the middle of the night. Why did you wake up in the middle of the night, Bhante?
Yes, eclipse, lunar eclipse.
Bhante wanted to see the eclipse. He was inviting me also, but I thought twice because I had to teach him the next day. But he took some nice photos and showed me. Yeah. So that full moon was March full moon. Has a special, particular name in the Buddhist tradition, and different full moon days in every month has some significant event happen in the history of Buddhism. So the last full moon day is the day that we celebrate. It's believed that event happened on that day, on that full moon day, many years ago. Exactly, 26 centuries ago. It was on that full moon day that actually the Buddha returned to his hometown. So that full moon day in countries like Sri Lanka, and Thailand, those places we, remember the incident and how Buddha returned to his home town because he left his palace and his home town. It was really a town because he was living in the capital city. Hometown for this spiritual search, and he didn't come back for a few years. According to the tradition, for how many years? He was practicing. He was searching for 6 years, and then he became enlightened, and then he became enlightened on the full moon day of May. So we are going to have a big celebration on that day in the Buddhist center and also in downtown. May 18th, we have a big celebration. So remember the date. May 18th, it'll be in downtown in Allegheny Landing. We'll have the water ceremony. So he was enlightened on May full moon, and then he gave his first teaching on the July full moon. Full moon is the special day, and then he started teach and share his teachings and help others to practice, and then ultimately helping many people to become enlightened. So then he decided to come back to his home country to share what he discovered with his father, with his former wife, and also with his little son, and with many other cousins and many ones. So it took how many months for him to return to his home country? Can you calculate? After his enlightenment, how many months it took for him to come back?
72.
72 months. So you count the whole thing. Entire. Yes, great. But from the day because he cannot go back in the other, before he become enlightened, because he has nothing to share. His whole mission will be in failure. So after he became enlightened, how many months?
May to March, right?
From the May of month to month of March.
Yeah.
Now I'm lazy to count, that's why I asked you to count.
10 months?
10 months, right? Yeah. So within 10 months, actually, he returned to his hometown. You have to think about, this is not like, going to the neighbor. So we are talking about like hundreds of miles. If you really think about modern geography now, his hometown is modern day Nepal. Where he become enlightened is actually is about 300 miles away, more than that actually, 350 miles away in Bodh Gaya, in the now present day Bihar state. So it's a long distance for him to come back. But anyway, the point is that many people, when they read the story of the Buddha, they only talk about Buddha left the family. Buddha left his family. And it's a responsible thing to do. And his son was just born, he left the family. So they only read that part. And many have somehow ignored that actually, after he became enlightened, before a year passed, up to within 10 months, he returned to his family. That happened the last full moon day, many years ago. And he came back, and it's interesting, and then he came back and he met his father, and he met his former wife, and and also his son came up to him. And he actually, his former wife Yashodhara sent his son Rahul to the Buddha. And actually Buddha took the custody of his son on that day. So he was 7 years old by then. And then from that day onwards, the Rahula, the Buddha's son, was raised by the Buddha. And in many books, many his writers somehow ignore that fact. Actually, Buddha raised his own son from the age 7, because because the Yashodhara asked him, go and ask for your inheritance. That's your father. They're coming with all these disciples. He's a great teacher. Go and ask for your inheritance. Typical wife, right?
Yeah.
So this little son went to the Buddha and said, so and his first encounter, after many years, and so he asked, he hold his hand and his finger, and he asked, where is my inheritance? I want my inheritance. So I say, okay. And now he's no more the prince. He is a Buddha now. It's a completely different being actually, like a whole completely transformed being. And then Buddha said, okay, if you really want my inheritance, what I really have to offer you is not the material wealth. What I really have to offer you is this enlightenment, this freedom. So what he did? He ordained him, make him a small novice monk. And the Buddha's father, who's the grandfather of Rahul, was so unhappy because this little son was ordained, because then now he cannot live in the palace. So Buddha took him to the monastery, and then he was with the Buddha and mainly with the other disciples also. So it's an interesting story how actually Buddha raised this 7 years old son all the way until he became enlightened one in his 20s. He didn't become enlightened until his 20s. But we don't have much records exactly what happened, but there are interesting few discourses where we can get some glimpses how he really raised his son. We don't have time to tell everything. There's a particular way that Buddha raised him when he was small. There's a particular way he raised him when he was a teenager, and then there's a particular way there are three discourses where Buddha gave three different way of instructions to him in three different times. So I'm going to share with you the second one. that so then Buddha, then this Rahula was living with the Buddha, not in the palace, living with the Buddha, and traveled to different places where the Buddha traveled. So this discourse happened, is found in the Middle Discourses in the Majjhima Nikaya. It's called Rahula Vada Sutta, the advice to Rahula, discourse on the advice to Rahula. So according to that discourse, one day Buddha was living in Savatthi, a whole different city, and then so he got ready to go for his alms round. When he was getting ready to go his alms round, Rahula saw the Buddha. According to commentaries, it says that Rahula was 18 years old by then. So he also wanted to follow the Buddha. He also got ready, got his ball, and then when Buddha was working, he followed behind the Buddha. So this could have been a common practice, I think. So there are no other incidents exactly, no other reports, but I guess that he might have been doing this quite often. When Buddha goes out for his alms round, he might be going behind the Buddha. So on that day also he took his ball and went behind the Buddha, walking behind the Buddha. So Buddha was holding the ball and like a begging, and then he went behind him. And Buddha stopped at one point, turned around, and gave him a very specific, very profound set of instruction in the middle of the road. And Buddha said, what Buddha said that actually, whatever form, physical form that we are carrying, that form is, if someone regard that form as me, as belonging to me, as my, myself, that is a wrong way of relating to the body. And this body is made up of of various elements, and then it's a gift we got from our parents, and it's fed by different kinds of foods, and it's made up of different properties. So so if someone regarding this body as mine and belong to me or as me, and is a misrecognition, misunderstanding, and so it's interesting, advice to give to a teenager. Because as teenagers, we can be very occupied, by the way we look. That's why when we create our ego, right, we create our sense of self, actually. But, like preoccupied with one's look and try to look better and look good, which is no harm, but somehow Buddha decided to give that advice on that day. When Buddha was giving this advice, and Rahul was quite concerned about it, and he said that after receiving the advice, this kind of direct advice from the Buddha, who want to go for food? I want to meditate. And he told Buddha that I don't want to go behind you. I don't want to collect food. I want to meditate right now. So when he really wanted to go and meditate, Buddha did not stop him. Actually, it's not meditation, something you can do right away like that. You cannot really. So because Buddha gave this instruction, so it's like still, instruction is only a conceptual knowledge. You really have to let it sink in, make it your own realization. It takes practice, but it's not something happen within one day, So whenever I read this, I feel like it's a typical teenager, I want to do it right now. So he stopped going after going for alms round, and went back, and Buddha had to go by himself. And he returned. He found a nice tree and sat down, and he started to meditate. And Venerable Sariputta was the one of the chief disciples of the Buddha. So he was meditating on the tree. He went to him and asked what you are doing. He might have retold the Buddha what happened. And then he gave an instruction, okay, in that case, you focus on your breathing. And you said that it's easier, right? So it okay, now focus your in breath and out breath. And so then he started to do it and try and try and try. Didn't work. He was trying so hard, but because he was too rushing. His meditation is a very delicate practice. If you put too much effort, if you have too much urge, it's not going to work. If you are too lazy, it's also not going to work. It's a striking of balance of the energy. So he was so enthusiastic. He really wanted to get it, realize. So anyway, he could not, focus at all. He tried and tried. Buddha returned from the alms and had a meal, had this, afternoon rest, and so he just, do his, routine. Only in the evening now, Rahula is coming to the Buddha. And then told the Buddha, Venerable Sir, I have been trying this whole afternoon to focus my mind on breathing, but I could not. Then Buddha was it looks like Buddha was already had a set of instruction that Buddha wanted to give. So it looks like Buddha actually knew this is not going to work just because he rushed back. But actually Buddha did not stop that. He let him to do that mistake, so to speak. And then when he returned to report, it was not successful, I could not focus my at all. Then Buddha said, Rahula, you should start first on meditating on 4 elements or 4 properties: earth, water, fire, air. Look at your body. This body is made up of earth, water, fire, air. Buddha explained. What is earth in the body? Yeah, any solid, thing, teeth, hair, in nail, all these solid parts of the body is made of the earth property. And then liquid, blood, blood, saliva, pus, urine, all these, so many kinds of liquid. And actually most part of the body is liquid. And that is liquid. And then air, what is so. And then whenever our digestion happens, is heat. So explain all these things and say, and then you need to contemplate on that. And this body is made up of these 4 properties that are available everywhere. So whatever properties here is not different from the properties elsewhere. And then Buddha said that then we had to do another meditation, which is contemplate in tune with earth. That means be like the earth. Be like the earth. What he meant by it, actually, earth is receiving agreeable things and disagreeable things. Means, pleasant things and unpleasant things. People throw to earth, beautiful things like flowers, and also people throw rubbish and garbage and dirty things. And earth is receiving and welcoming and just accepting whether it is pleasant or unpleasant without shaking. And Buddha asked, whenever people throw rubbish, does the earth is earth get horrified? I said, no. So you had to be like the earth. There are pleasant sensory experiences. There are unpleasant sensory experiences, and you had to train to be like the earth, accepting, but without being horrified, without being excited, but accepting. Saying with Buddha, you have to be like the water. Saying with the water, people throw nice things to water and dirty things to water, but water simply accept them. People throw things in the air. And in that way, the Buddha explained that you have to be like that. And then Buddha explained, then you have to practice loving kindness. You have to practice compassion. You have to practice altruistic joy. You have to practice equanimity, 4 Brahma Viharas, 4 divine efforts. Then at the last, Buddha said that we have to practice breathing meditation. That's the order that Buddha gave to Rahula, that this is the way you have to practice. Now you know why you practice loving kindness before breathing meditation. Right? Yeah. So, but anyways, it's an interesting discussion. We can have interesting discussion of meditation. But what I really like to, discuss today, right, Bante, is, how we can help someone. In this case, Buddha wanted to help Rahul. But helping someone is not an easy thing. You should know by now. You have lived long enough. Helping someone is not an easy thing. And sometimes, although we want to help, other people may not ready to get the help. Maybe you want to help in a particular way. Others may not happy the way you want to help. They want you to help the way they want to be helped, right? So that always different status. I think all our relationships, that is the issue that we all face. How we can help others, and then and sometimes when we want to help, we have a whole agenda, we have a whole plan. We know exactly, what is the best thing for that person. That's what we think. But when we approach, there's always a conflict. So I think learning how the Buddha helped his own son can give us some, wisdom, actually, how to help someone. In this case, Buddha could have, told him, okay, don't be rushed. Go behind me. Let's go for meals first. And don't go. But Buddha didn't say that. Buddha let him go and learn from his own mistake. And then, of course, when he returned, Buddha was fully ready, fully prepared, fully prepared to give a whole, guidance, what best thing to do. So sometimes, although we want to help someone, they may not be ready to help. They may not understand the value of the help. Sometimes with some difficulty, we may have to wait, right? Until, they learn their own lessons and be ready to listen. Now, I'd like to hear from you, and how you struck that balance, I mean, in the case of the Buddha, Buddha knew that it's going to, get wrong in the meditation. It's only, inability, meditate well. But, in our case, it will be like, life and death situation. Or maybe, someone is getting into more trouble. I'd like to hear from you. What are your experiences? What we can learn from this. Right, Bhante?
Yes.
How have you ever had experience, like wanted to help someone, but
Yes, I like to share one thought I have. Like, I think most one of the reason we are thinking about, like, the people who suffer most is the people who want to help others and the people who feel it, and who are not concerned and feeling that suffering of others. I think they don't worry, they don't feel it. Right.
they are
And
like apathy, right? We call it apathy.
Apathy, right? And the thing really comes like you are ready, and because you worried, you concerned, and then the person, the receiver of the help, right, and he is not ready, and you have done everything, but he is not yet coming, and again he want to demolish the plan you have already made, and then it becomes something like you have to console yourself first instead of helping other, right? I was concerned because in Buddha's case he was contented and he is
Already,
okay, right?
it's already,
In
yeah.
our case, I think, right, it's not
We'll
really
be very,
different, right?
we'll be very disturbed, very disappointed, angry.
Yeah, angry.
I mean, how many times we have got angry because we want to help someone?
Yeah. Yeah. This is what I feel, right? Yeah.
Yes. So we have to help ourselves first
Yeah.
before we help others.
Yeah, that means we must be ready to accept anything that they do,
Yeah.
right? And before we are, because after doing many things, we all have experience to help mother, father, sister, teacher, friends. I think only few times were what I expected.
Yeah.
Most of the time I fail, right? that is experience I have.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly. Yeah. I think that's very common with, especially with parents, but
Yeah.
they don't think that we are good enough to help them. They still think that. Yes. But it's a constant struggle that we all, go through in our life.
Sometimes you just have to realize you can't help everyone.
Yeah, there's always limitation.
You know, I work in counseling, so a lot of people have resistance. You can't help everybody. They have to help themselves. You can guide them and ask the right questions and be empathetic and be compassionate, but sometimes they just slip right through. So you can't save everybody. It's just impossible. And you know that going into it. Any kind of health professional or counselor or therapist, they know it.
Makes me think of the saying, you can bring a horse to water, but you can't make it drink.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly. Yeah. Yeah, but we should always try to bring the horse to the water.
Water.
Not fully expecting that he will drink, but we do our part. Sometimes he drinks, right? So we should not stop bringing the horse to the water. I think that's the challenge, because we have, without knowing, whenever we want to help someone, our ordinary mind has developed this sense of control. Like, if I bring the horse to the water, I think that he must drink.
Because I have worked for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you want the end result the way you expected it. You want exactly, that person. So that's where I think we feel complete. We feel, we get angry and. But we can help everyone, but it will, the end result will not be exactly the way we expected. We have to have that open expectations. Like not exactly think that he will, or the person will be like this. So we have to watch our own sense of control.
It also, Mante, it would be helpful for us to be satisfied ourselves. At least we get an attempt to help someone else. Because if we see, if we ignore that occasion, we will feel guilty feeling. So I did not do anything. So
Yeah.
at least if we can listen to them and spend some time with them, at least we can rejoice ourselves. We got at it. It is not something our fault, or we did something
We did something
to help.
And then sometimes I ask them if they want to be helped.
Exactly. That's a good thing, right?
Yeah. Because I feel like with my friends, sometimes, they just want to vent. And so, like, in my head, I'm thinking, oh, like, these are something I would do. And then I ask, do you want me to give you a solution? Or do you want me just to sit here and listen? And so
Yeah.
sometimes that cuts to the chase.
Yeah. Like instead of voluntarily offering help and offering advice, we just ask. Yeah, that's a good thing. Yeah,
And sometimes when there's a lot of patience,
a lot of
Couple of
patience.
days.
Yeah,
some of my clients, you just sit and wait. Just be very patient.
yeah,
Very patient.
exactly. Even in the case of the Buddha, he just wait, until he come back whenever he's ready.
In this case, even the Venerable Sariputta's advice, instruction has not worked, right?
Yes.
One of the master's advice,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
maybe, but that
Because
is how,
Buddha knew his son better than anyone else. Yeah. So yes, Bhante. I think one other important question we should ask from ourselves when we want to help someone: is the help helpful? Is the help helpful? Sometimes we want to help, but is it really helpful? That is why Buddha, gave these four, divine four qualities. The four higher virtues, like loving kindness, compassion, altruism, joy, and equanimity. With the equanimity, we balances all other three. If you only have the compassion, as Bhante mentioned, you'll be suffering a lot, will be exhausted. because we really want to help and help and help, and is sometimes the suffering is overwhelming, and how many suffering we see in the world, right? And then and of course sometimes people are not ready to receive the help. So therefore, if you only have compassion, we'll be exhausted, and we'll be give up, and we'll be helpless. That is why we need equanimity, like understand the limitation, and as an individual, as a particular being, I cannot save the world, so I have a limitation. So be humble about that limitation and understanding. That will help us to like equanimous. Okay, I will help as much as I can. I will make an attempt, but understanding that I'm not, I have a limitation. I'm not the like a Superman or Superwoman. Yeah. So that is, so the equanimity is understand the limitation, and also understanding that everyone has their own journey. Everyone is making their own journey. We don't really, our paces of the journey is different, and also the points of our journey is different. So therefore, everyone has the individual journey. So we only can support. So therefore, we need to understand that. So that can also help us to like, okay, relax, relax, and so equanimity is so important to balance other three qualities. Okay, so I hope that you will remember this.
Being like earth at least, with water, right?
Yes, be like the earth and water. And also, whenever you want to help someone, at least remembering this, it will help you to, okay, how I want to help.
The highest, the ideally, even Buddha could not change the sun as he wanted.
Yeah.
Like
Yes, you have to wait.
we have our
Yeah.
sons, brothers, sisters. That's also very hard.
Yeah, very hard. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay. So you are sitting next to your son, right? Eh? Say again.
There's a lot I can relate. Try to be more patient.
Mothers are always like earths and water, right? Yeah.
Okay, so with that, let us move to the other part of the program. Turn to page 14. So now it is time for us to take a moment to share the merits with everyone else. By coming to this practice and doing this meditation together and doing this chanting and engaging this wholesome discussion, we have generated a lot of good karma, a lot of merits, good energy in our heart. Let us now share these merits with everyone else. First of all, let us recall to our mind our ancestors, our departed family members. Let us feel grateful towards them, and let us share these merits with them. May they all share our merits. May they all be well, happy, and peaceful. Idang mi ñātinang hotu sukhita hontu ñātayo. Idang mi ñātinang hotu sukhita hontu ñātayo. Idang mi ñātinang hotu sukhita hontu ñātayo. Let us share merits with all other living beings. If there's any living being in this world who would like to share this merit, may he or she do so. May all living beings share these merits. May all living beings be well, happy, and peaceful. Ettavata ca amhi sambhadang punya sampadang sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti sindhya sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti sindhya Sabbe sattva anumodantu Sabba Sampatti Siddhya. Wish for the well-being of the world in English. May the weather be pleasing. May the people prosper in their lives. May there be peace and happiness in the world. May the rulers be righteous. May all those who are suffering be free from suffering. May all those who are in fear be free from fear. May all those who are in grief be free from grief. May all beings be well and happy. Aspiration. May this wholesome act quicken the liberation of my mind from mental defilements. By virtue of this wholesome act, may I never follow the unwise people. May I associate with good people until I attain Nibbana, purification. If by body, spiritual mind I have carelessly done wrong, I acknowledge them all in front of the Tathagata of great wisdom and determine to be heedful. Now we are going to do a blessing chant, wishing you all good health, peace, and happiness. And this we are going to chant the Loving Kindness Sutra. This particular sutra was given by the Buddha with great compassion for all living beings. We will chant the same sutra for you now, wishing you good health, peace, and happiness. And you may also recall to your mind whoever you want to share these blessings with. And may you all receive the blessings of the great compassion of the Buddha, receive the blessings of the wholesome vibration we are generating now. And today, especially, we want to recall to our mind our Bhante Pun, who's having his birthday today, wishing him good health, wishing him all the good in his life. And you may also recall to your mind anyone else you want to share these blessings. May all of you receive these blessings. May all of you be well, happy, and peaceful. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Karaniya matta kusalena yang tang sang tang padang abhisamit sakko jocha sujocha suacho chasnsa mudu anatimani santosa kocha subaroch Ampakinchocha sallahukavunti sampringriyocha nipakocha ampagambo kulesu ananugindo nacha kundang samachar Kinchena vinyu pare upavadeyam sukino vakemino huntu Sabbe santa bhavantu sukhitanta eke chipana bhutanti tasavata varava anavasesa digava ye mahantava Majjima rasansakanukatula dittava eva additta ye ca dure vasanti avidure bhutava sambhavesiva sabbe santa bhavantu sukhitanta naparo parang nikumbet Nati manyeta kanta chinang kanje vyarosana patiga sanya nanya manya sansadukka minchaya mata yatani yang ayusa eka punta manurakke evam sabba bhutesu manasang bhavaye aparimanang mettang ca sabba lokasming manasang bhavaye aparimanang uddhang adoca tiriyang ca asangvadang averang asapantang titang charang nisingho sayano vayavatasya vigadamindo etang sating aditteya brahmametang viharang idamahu ditting ca anupagamma sila dasanena sampanno kamesu vinayagedam nahi jatu gambaseyang punareti etena sancavajjen sonte te hotu sambada etena sancavajjen Sambharogo vinasatu etena sancavajjena hotu te jaya mangalam Sambhitiyo vivajjantu Sambharogo vinasatu mate bhavantantarayo Sukhe diga yuko bhava bhavatu sabba mangala rakkantu sabba devata sabba buddhanubhavena sada sotthi bhavantu te bhavatu sabba mangala rakkantu sabba devata sabba dhammanubhavena sada sotthi bhavantu te bhavatu sabba mangala rakkantu sabba devata sabba sanghanubhavena sada sotthi bhavantu te. Let us spend a moment of reflection. Let us recall to our mind whatever kind deed that we were able to do during our past few days. Take a moment to reflect on your past few days and recall an incident in which you were able to be helpful to someone. You were kind to someone, giving something to others, or even a simple act of kindness like opening the door, giving the way. Recall an actual incident to your mind. Let us rejoice these opportunities to be kind to others. On this day or in the past, if I had done kind deeds to other beings, with my body, speech, or mind, whether great or little, here before the Buddha, I call to mind those kind deeds and let my heart rejoice. I rejoice in those kind deeds, appreciating the opportunity to be helpful to others. I rejoice in those kind deeds, wishing more opportunities to practice compassion. I rejoice in those kind deeds, resolving not to compare myself with others. I rejoice in those kind deeds and gladly share this joy with all beings everywhere. May my kind deeds relieve the burdens of other beings. May my kind deeds shield me from all dangers and pains. May my kind deeds and merits that come from them help me in freeing my heart. Let us now recall to our mind whatever kindness we receive from others. You may have received help, support, care from others during your past few days. Recall an actual incident in which someone showed you kindness, someone helped you. Let us rejoice the goodness of others. On this day or in the past, if I have seen or heard of the kind deeds done by others with their body, speech, or mind, whether great or little, here before the Buddha, I call to mind those kind deeds and let my heart rejoice. I rejoice in the goodness of others, being always ready to praise kind people and follow their example. I rejoice in the goodness of others, appreciating that there are many good-hearted people in the world. I rejoice in the goodness of others, expressing gratitude for any kindness done. May the kind deeds of others bring safety and happiness to many living beings. May the kind deeds of others foster gratitude and fellowship among many living beings. May the kind deeds of others nurture goodness in me and many living beings. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So nice to have you all tonight. Really appreciate your effort to come all the way and sit and meditate with us. And thank you those who joined our YouTube, and I appreciate your participation and your effort. And we look forward to see you again in our next meditation. Thank you, everyone. Good night. And please come to have blessing string if you like to have one.